Hello, family. It's really been a long time since I last posted, and I think this is the longest break I've ever taken. But the break was really necessary. Thank you all for understanding, and thanks to all who reached out in one way or the other. We are all humans, and sometimes we get really tired and just need to relax and rejuvenate. We are still experiencing the dry season, and there's nothing much people are doing around here. So today I just came over to know my neighbors. Though I've come here very early and it's just too early to go gossiping at people's doors. So I'm trying to make myself useful this morning, though the ground is really hard. I'm just trying to do a few chores here before the day warms up and I can go see my neighbors. The tree I'm weeding is one of the trees that was retarded somewhere in the yard. So I changed its position and brought it here, and it's doing so well. You can see how fresh the leaves look in this dry season. I forgot to mention I have company today. I came over with Lexi. She's on her midterm break and she's going to help me harvest our chilies, which are always producing. It's just so amazing how every time I come here, there are red chilies ready to be harvested. And today I'm going to be teaching Lexi how to harvest chilies. Lately, she's really interested in gardening and very curious to learn a lot of things about gardening. And that makes me really happy. At least I have someone to pass on to this passion I have of gardening. I'm also teaching her the benefits of growing your own food rather than getting them from the grocery stores. One reason my peppers didn't dry in this season, while most things are dry, is because I did some heavy mulching on them. And I've been occasionally trying to keep the soil moist by watering them lightly. And I think this is giving me the best results ever. We always lose a lot of our plants and vegetables during this season. Lex is doing great already with the harvesting. Unfortunately, she's breaking many branches, but we learn as we go. I know she will get better with time. And surprisingly, Lexi enjoys hot chili in her food, while I like mine a little bit mild. Later in the video, I'll be showing you what I do with all the chilies I'm harvesting because it's just too much. This is all we've harvested today. We always go for the very red ones and those that are starting to change color. And I guess it's now a good time to go over to my neighbor's house for some catching up. It's been a while because people have really been busy in the past seasons. And the rainy season is just around the corner, so getting time to sit down and just talk and catch up may not be possible. Everyone in this village is a farmer, either small scale or large scale farmer, but we all grow our own food. Most of the staple food, which is maize, beans, and bananas, those are the major crops that are grown here, the things you will find in every home. So as soon as it starts raining, it's really hard to get anyone sitting at home. Everybody wants to catch the rain and just be on time with the planting. I've never really had a good sit down with my neighbors like I'm having today. Every time I come here, I'm either busy doing something at my property or just busy around. So today I get the chance to get into details of the village, knowing the people. It's always very important to know the people who live around you. Of course, in every village or every community, there are bad people and there are good people. And it's always very necessary to know how you relate with each and every one of them. I managed to visit two neighbors today and I've just made the most shocking discovery about this property. I'm just learning that there's a graveyard in my home. Of course, I've never known this all this time. This corner of my home is a bit raised and I like growing fruits on it because it doesn't get waterlogged. So it's quite sad to learn that I'm growing food on a graveyard. Some two people are buried right here under my feet. I don't know if I should be scared or not, considering they are people I didn't know and they were buried here over a decade ago. This may explain the weird holes that I have here. I don't know if they're connected to the graves, but I don't see ants on these holes and they're quite huge. I've never seen rats or moles here, so I don't know what really made the holes or what lives in these holes. Finding this out at this point, we have already set up my home, is really devastating for me. I don't know exactly what I should do. Let me know what you think. What did you do if you woke up one day and found out you have a graveyard in your home, something you haven't known all this time? And I'm just wondering why they didn't mention this when selling this land to me. Maybe I would have just cut it out of the property or changed my mind about buying the land. But I have to live with this now. I haven't seen any paranormal activity here, so I hope I have no reason to be afraid, but definitely that really sent some chills down my spine. In my community, it is very normal to bury a member of the family within their ancestral land. And even in our own home, we have graves. So it is not something extraordinary, but I think it's just a good gesture to mention it to someone buying land so they can decide if they're okay with it. Some deaths are normally followed by paranormal activities. I wouldn't want to be haunted. Some years back, I used to be addicted to watching paranormal activities. I would watch haunted houses, I would watch ghost hunters, until I started feeling haunted. I would just feel some weird movements around me, but I realized it was because of all the fear that was in me after watching these things. So I just stopped watching and I came back to my normal self. It was that kind of fear you get when walking out in the dark and you see the trees moving, but it's all gone now. So let's prepare some bananas for breakfast. This is a variety of bananas that we cook. They are those that we ripen. This specific one is for cooking. And it is a meal for all times. You can either have it at breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And there are so many ways to cook it. You can stew, you can boil, you can fry, or you can still let them ripen, though they don't taste so good when ripe, but they're still edible. So I'm gonna be making a stew today, and I always love it with tea. So these are the chilies I harvested today. I'm gonna air them in the sun to dry. And these are the older ones I harvested last week. I've been airing them in the sun and they're dry. So we're going to be making chili powder right here. I use the smaller part of the blender, the one that you use to crush things, and it does the job very well. So this is my way of preserving my chilies, and we have a constant supply of chili. And just like that, we have chili powder ready for use. I will store it in this glass container, and we will use it over time as we wait for the rest to dry up. This has been an unending cycle. We have plenty of chili to use over a year. It's now time to enjoy our breakfast, and our bananas are ready. I like them with just a little soup. You can also have it dry. This is just the way I love mine served. And it goes very well with tea. Kenyan tea, of course. Thank you all for sticking around while I was away, and thank you for watching this video. I hope you all have an amazing time. Bye. I'll see you in the next.